But I don't know. I think at the end of the day, I mean, there are those tactics could have been implemented and they could be used. However, I don't know. I just feel like they do have a big marketing team, but at the end of the day, it's sometimes coincidences happen. Like, did you ever sit down and just think like maybe shit? You know what? This might just be a fucking coincidence.
All right, let me rephrase this to you.
Okay.
You're just some guy who's the number 2 of an evil organization.
Mm-hmm.
Every day of your life, you plan shit out.
Mm-hmm.
And you plan shit out to benefit you, I'm assuming, because everybody does that.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to assume that a multi-billion-dollar company that owns everything and can hire anyone they want, can do anything they want, is not going to do things in the best way possible? This is the reason why Donald Trump got elected, because everyone's like, oh, this is just coincidence. Oh, he said that thing and then his poll numbers rose. It's just a coincidence. They keep underestimating, and then he's in the White House. I'm just saying, you're underestimating. One day, you're going to be walking around with Mickey ears on. Transmit your thoughts.
What do you think about this?
To the mouse himself.
What do you think about this, Dorian?
You know, like I said, I won't completely discredit the theory, but it does sound more plausible now that you put it in those terms. I might have to agree with him on that one.
You know
How does it feel to be outnumbered, Dick?
I don't know. I'm getting turned on by it a little bit.
I mean, it does sound kind of plausible. I mean, it's like I agree with you. It can be a coincidence, but at the same time, I could definitely see it being, you know, Mickey just scheming in the background.
Yeah, because you know, as the saying goes, too many coincidences turn into something.
I don't know if that's the same.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I don't remember the saying.
The saying,
I
yeah,
got you.
Yeah, it turns into a conglomerate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns into a monopoly.
A modern day monopoly. That's
Now,
what Disney is.
now, I guess my one thing with Disney now. What do you think is the last? And this is my question to you guys, and you know, whoever can go first, up to you. What do you think is the last thing for Disney to purchase before they finally say, you know what, you guys are really monopoly at this point?
Apple. Apple. If I hear that, I'm just gonna kill myself. Honestly, I don't. Oh no. Yeah.
If Apple is bought out by Disney.
Yeah. I don't think that'll ever happen. But in all seriousness, I have to think about that one.
I'm gonna say Netflix.
Netflix is worth about just as much as Disney, I think.
Well, when Disney has Netflix and they can control what movies get released to people to watch in their houses, it's over.
You know, they might be making a move on them now because Disney's just now releasing a streaming platform.
Yeah.
So maybe they're trying to see, like, you know, how many people they could get to, you know, stop their Netflix subscriptions and go over to...
well, and then every Disney movie's going to get pulled from Netflix, and now you got to have that.
And then Netflix is going to run out of money, and then boom, they're going to buy Netflix. Oh, my...
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Probably within the next 4 years, we're going to see Disney make a big move on Netflix. And then that's it.
I didn't even think about that.
It's a wrap.
That's actually very frightening. Okay, so do you think so basically, just to wrap up, or to sum up what you were saying, Mickey comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Goes to Netflix, you know, with the big N. You know, I don't know where the fuck the tower is. They'll be like, "Hoo-hoo, I got an idea for you. Let's make a deal." You know, and they say, "Yeah, fuck you, Mickey. Get the fuck out of here. We're not gonna listen to your bullshit. You bought Fox, right? You bought Marvel. You bought everything under the sun. We're not gonna fucking do a deal with the devil." So he fucking walks out the fucking, the building for Netflix. Then he goes and starts scheming. So do you think he's willing to dump millions, if not $1 billion, to create a stream, right? A streaming network like the way Netflix has, in order to pull away their subscribers, even if it fails, just to test it? Do you think he's...
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. Like, that's the next move. The next move is going to be, how much money do we have to sink into a streaming service to make it profitable? Once they figure that out, which is no money. That's the fun thing about a streaming service is you're paying for server space.
Yeah.
They can do that. Like, they can do that with what Mickey's got in his back pocket right now. So all they're going to do is fuck with Netflix, and they're going to keep poking the bear until eventually Netflix has to do something drastic or sell out.
Don't quote me here, but most of the draw for...
Quotations.
For quotations. With Netflix and Marvel is the Netflix Marvel shows like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist. Those are the big ones. I feel like most people don't watch Netflix for the movies because they've already seen them or they own them. I don't think that those shows are going to be pulled off of Netflix. I think those will still be aired. So
That's going to be a whole legal mess, I'm sure. Whatever they end up deciding. But again, it's something that Disney can use as leverage. Like, oh, you have this really popular show. It'd be a shame if you never got another one.
Because you can't renew the contract in order to renew the
Exactly.
season, and that's going to be a whole mess because then you
So
have a whole subscriber.
Iron Fist, Daredevil, Jessica. It's like there's like fucking 8 of them at this point.
Because the way Netflix works in terms of stream sites, and a lot of people don't know this, they base it like people think like it's like your subscription pays for. I mean, the way it works, I think the fucking algorithms and all the other bullshit is. They'll keep a show renewed if they see like their user base is increasing based on the show's popularity. That's how like they'll pretty much use for the stream, and that's how they'll like dish out like, okay, so we'll pull some money together and then invest in the show because people, for whatever our subscriber base, increased by a fraction of a percent this month because of Iron Fist.
Except in House of Cards.
Except in House of Cards.
A notable exception to that.
Notable exception to that shit.
see, yeah, I don't know if Netflix is going to be running to the ground because at the same time, I don't know what else Disney would put on their streaming site or streaming service.
Every Disney movie, every Disney show, every Disney anything. I mean, you could put a lot of things. Disney owns a lot of things. So,
I mean, shit. You know what people are forgetting that they fucking own now too?
ESPN.
There you go. So now they're just like, shit. Why do you have to pay? Why do you got to pay a separate streaming site for ESPN?
Yeah, why am I paying $12 for Netflix when I could pay $15 and get all of the same shit plus more?
Because
I can't get.
Not only do they own ESPN, people are forgetting all the fucking shows on Fox. Fuck. Like now it's like Family Guy. Fucking you got what's all those fucking X-Men? Fucking bought those bitches out.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, shit. How many fucking shows are on Fox?
That's what I'm saying. So that's my prediction. Is once Disney owns Netflix, it's a wrap.
And they're just gonna keep fucking with them until they drop them.
Yeah, they're gonna start. It's gonna take them a couple years, but they're gonna do it, and then that's it. They own movies. They have the monopoly. They've done it. They won the game.
Now, do you think the government will intervene at that point if they were to do that? If they were to be successful and they were to buy out Netflix in a scheming way, because technically speaking, they do have the strategy going. Like if we go back to the releases of the movies.
Oh man, do you hear that giant wiener out there?
Yeah.
Like you got to have a big dick if you're gonna write something that loud.
It's Mickey.
Yeah, probably. He's trying to intimidate you.
He's patrolling us. He's patrolling us all.
I don't know if anyone's seen Walking Dead, but Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's literally what's going on out there right now.
Is that something owned by Disney?
It will be soon.
Cameo, one of the zombies has fucking rabbit ears or whatever it is.
Yeah, but going back to like the market and the scheme of it, like the movie is released, right? Then they release another movie on top of that, and then it pretty much whatever. Like, let's say it's a Scorsese movie. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Martin Scorsese. He did, like, Goodfellas and all that. He, phenomenal fucking films. Films that I have not seen in a movie theater in years. Like, good story-based films.
Yeah.
Like they have really no... They're struggling with the competition. A fucking Marvel movie comes out, who the fuck is Scorsese? Goodbye. So it pretty much... Even all these high-level directors are a little bit discouraged, being like, damn, I mean, fuck.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
but basically what I'm trying to say is this. Since they have that tactic already, and they have implemented it already, we already have seen this. Now, if they do it with Netflix, when do you think the government, then this is my question to you, when do you think the government will come in and say, look, enough's enough. This is ridiculous. Not only do you own Fox, ESPN, all this other Marvel, everything under the sun, now on top of this, you basically own a streaming site that everyone in America, and I don't care what anyone fucking says, Amazon Prime, get the fuck out of here. No one fucking, whoever uses that, they have it with their Prime, and they barely even use it. And with Hulu...
I want your opinion. Shut up.
Put your hand down, Dorian. No one uses Amazon. Sorry.
He's just happy he can boss someone around.
No, but even for Hulu, I mean, Hulu, everyone uses Netflix. Put your hand down, Dorian.
All right, go ahead, Dorian.
So when do you think the government will come in and say enough's enough?
I don't know. Well, I don't really know much about economics, but I would assume when they see that they've reached a point when like their whole global assets, I guess, reach like a ridiculous amount. I guess I don't know how it works, but I don't know. I don't see how they could get involved.
Now, this is my thing with monopolies. It all is about dictating markets. We don't want one company ruining the market for other.
They already do.
No, what I'm saying is, listen, hear me out. That's the basis of a monopoly.
Yeah.
If we look at all the checkpoints for monopoly, they control the market when a movie comes out for releases.
Yes.
Fucking
They
check.
control everything about the movie industry. Right?
Basic cable television shows that were huge on their own, Fox, ESPN, all those big shows or networks have been already bought out by them. Another check mark, right? Third check mark, if they get this Netflix streaming site, not only you control release dates, not only you control distribution, you control the entire market.
Yeah.
So at that point, those literally check marks for a monopoly. So I mean, if we look at Standard Oil, when Standard Oil was first created, right? They came in and they were like, look, one man cannot own this company. Standard Oil, like you own distribution, you basically create your own oil. You get it and all that and put in your own barrels. So you control the distribution. You control every aspect of the oil business. This is a monopoly. We got to break it. Exxon Mobil. They fused again later in 1996 to become Exxon Mobil. I mean, that's what we know today. But they were apart and they were broken apart for decades. Mm-hmm. Now, at this point with Disney, I mean, you own the fucking parks too. I mean, we didn't even go touch on Orlando and all the fucking shit that they make in terms of income and money coming in. So it's like,
well, that's a different. I mean, it is and it isn't because it's all money going towards.
What
the
I'm saying
big
is
mouse.
like asset wise, it's just too much. Like anything in terms of product, merchandising, they run the market. Who's fucking with them in terms of merchandising?
Well, and I think it's like I said. Right now, they are already at monopoly status.
Yeah.
They already have it. So I think what's going to determine whether or not the government gets involved is who's president at the time. Because I think this is going to be several years from now.
Yeah.
Probably a new president before this gets solved.
Okay.
But I also don't think it'll get solved because I'm sure they have shell companies who have lobbyists who are paying a lot of money to make sure whoever's in power stays happy. I'll leave it at that.
How about you? You think the government ever get involved?
Like I said, I really don't see how they could. Like, how do you stop that? I mean, they said years ago, monopolies can't happen again. Like, they put laws and checks and balances in, whatever, to make sure monopolies never happen again. Somehow, Disney found a freaking loophole. It's like, you know what? We got this. We're just going to keep growing. I guess they'd have to make, like, a new law or something to stop them, you know? Like,
so do you think a new law will be created then?
That's what my guess would be. It would have to be a new law.
That's not a bad prediction.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say they're not going to do it because they can't. Because Disney's going to grease some palms. They're going to keep the powers that be.
So do you think it's easier for a monopoly to be created today than it was, let's say, 80, 90 years ago?
No, much harder.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Because we have laws in place.
Yeah, but Disney.
Now that they found loopholes,
the ability
they have to make a new law if they were to break them up.
Competition is too easy to create. Disney happened at a weird perfect storm situation. Amazon, I think, is another one that happened. A weird perfect storm situation where they control books at this point. You don't go into a Barnes & Noble to buy a book anymore. Like,
no, you don't.
You get it on Amazon. They have monopoly over books, and now they're getting monopoly over self-publishing. Like, it's getting to the point where you can't create a book without going through Amazon. Nobody reads books anymore, so that doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Disney, on the other hand, everyone goes to see movies, and they go to see them monthly. Give it monthly.
Yeah.
So that they're going to continue to have this huge revenue, and they're not just that, but they're actively, like, going out and getting more, like, bringing it back into the amorphous blob with, I guess they're mouse ears, not rabbit ears.
Yeah, they are mouse ears, for sure. They cannot be stopped.
No.
I feel like the government will at some point in the next couple of years, if they do that tactic with Netflix, now at that point it's like, okay, release dates, your movies being released, your merchandising. Now you control distribution. That's like the last fucking thing before all hell breaks loose. I mean, when you fucking control when movies can be distributed.
No, I don't know if they'll do that, because here's the thing. If they own Netflix, they get money from the stream, so they have incentive to distribute the movies equally. Why wouldn't they?
Why would they not, though? Because here's
That's what I'm saying.
Here's the thing though, in terms of like distributing it. I'm saying they probably won't distribute it equally. They'll distribute it unequally.
I don't believe that.
Here's why.
But go ahead.
Here's why I say this is because they already have done it for their Marvel movies. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
they
but
already
you get money.
like they already
the
have
theater.
played favoritism in terms of boosting one film over another
At the
because
theater.
one movie is doing shitty. They gotta raise it up.
Yes, and I'm saying that's at the theater.
Yeah.
So if I'm Mickey Mouse, what I'm going to do is keep fucking everybody at the theater, but you have incentive to beat everybody else out there because people are buying one ticket for one viewing. For Netflix, you're paying $12 a month and you stream whatever the fuck you want. So there's no incentive to letting something sit versus not, because if it's on your streaming site sooner, why am I going to go buy a ticket to Red Dawn reboot when I could just go to Netflix? They would actually have incentive to distribute movies sooner through their streaming service.
Yes.
So I disagree with that. I think they'll keep distribution probably more fair than it is now.
What do you think about the story? Do you think they'll keep distribution fair?
Yeah, I think they would do the same thing. I think they, at this point, they really have not. If they do go through with the Netflix thing, they really wouldn't have anything to lose. They could, mess around with the market, see what works for them. That they could find the perfect, oh, this is the sweet spot right here. This is what we're gonna do. I mean, once they have Netflix, it's like,
yeah, because they get the same money no matter when it comes out. So the sooner you get it out, the sooner people are streaming, the more they want your service and the more they use it. So the more you can charge for it. Like, realistically, they would be better about distribution than Netflix because they're going to get more money.
Yeah, of
course. So, I don't know. I could see that actually not being a factor. But, I don't know. Stay tuned for the Mickey's epic takeover of Netflix.
in like 4 years.
Yeah, it's happening.
4 years? Honestly, I think it'll happen quicker than that.
They got
2 years. I give it 2 years.
Netflix is pretty big right now.
I give it 2 years.
They got to test the waters. They gotta make Netflix flop just enough. So here's the thing.
That's so true, though.
It's so sad. They're like predators,
They're gonna shoot arrows at it, and they're gonna see what because they can wound it, and that's what they want. They want to wound it enough that they can crawl inside its skin and pretend to be it. But if they kill it, that's fine too. Because then they just build a new one.
Exactly.
Growing up, I always saw Mickey as this wholesome,
Right?
fucking being, and I said, man, you know what? I don't care. I got bullied today at school. You know what's gonna be fine because Mickey said it's gonna be okay. You know what? I stepped on a fucking piece of glass today. Oh my god, I'm bleeding. But you know what? Mickey said it's all gonna be magical. It's all gonna be fucking magical and fucking amazing.
Is it magical?
It's fucking
Are you
depressing.
feeling the magic?
It's crazy. I'm definitely. It feels weird because
I feel so fucking weird about this right now.
I remember before, all the Marvel movies really hit their stride. It was just I'd like to see a Marvel film, but then there are other films I'd want to see.
Yeah.
Now there's gaps in my memory where it's just
when's the last
Marvel
time?
film? When's the next movie coming out? Oh, 8 more months. What's the movie going to be in 8 months? Another Marvel film. I don't know what happens between those times.
And it's the thing.
I don't
if you remember, when's the last time you went to a movie and you were like, man, I'm so excited. I'm so pumped to see fucking. That's what I'm saying.
Can you name a movie that came out last year that wasn't Marvel?
Blade Runner.
Blade
made me
Runner.
Go see that.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know. I don't remember anything.
film,
I don't remember anything this year.
I don't know. You didn't invite me to go see it.
And you want to know? Actually, you know why I wanted to see it a second time? It's because I didn't even want to see that motherfucker. My sister took me. I swear to God.
If it's not Marvel, you just don't care. I'm not saying other movies are bad. It's just they really own the market now. I don't care about anything else.
Yeah, same here. I'm like, oh, fucking Star Wars. That's great. I'm fucking watch that.
And when you first went to go see these films years ago, it was mostly people our age or younger, or whatever.
Everyone sees Marvel
it now.
Yeah,
everyone and their grandmother sees Marvel films, and that's 100% true. They have literally sucked every aspect, every age range they could
because
possibly.
they found different things, and it's kind of interesting. The 90s was kind of a big push for animation and cats and dogs in movies and shit like that. Then we had Transformers and all the big dumb robots. Now we have superheroes. For a while there was zombies in there too in the mix, but what do you guys think the next big thing that's gonna work that everybody's gonna ape off of? Oh, then there was a thing with like young adult novels getting adapted.
That I was thinking that might be one of them. I've been seeing a lot more of those lately. Just
Young-
like weird,
young-
young adult novels. I don't think
With like powers and shit on
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I saw some trailer about that recently. I don't think it'll ever be as big as Marvel though, or like I don't know.
But the thing is, it was not going to be as big as Marvel. But once Mickey gets his glove off, starts massaging it a little bit. Oh yeah, get that in there. Oh.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I think the next big thing, if I had to guess. I mean, we did Aliens back in the 80s, right?
Aliens have been done.
Yeah, it's been done for.
See, I think the other thing is the young adult novels. I don't think that's going to catch on because
I don't think so.
everyone's going to try to compare it to Harry Potter. Which, do we have time?
I mean,
Do we have a couple minutes?
I mean, Harry Potter. I mean, it's.
I want to do a whole Harry Potter episode, but
Oh, I won't be there for that.
recently, J.K. Rowling.
No, we can definitely do it in the future. We
Have you
definitely-
talked
no.
about Hermione?
No.
Okay.
I'm talking about the snake.
Oh!
You heard about the
yes,
snake?
I did hear about that.
So,
like 2
so
days ago.
J.K. Rowling is famous for retconning things in Harry Potter to be more hip to the new age
Hipsters.
snowflake crowd, and so now she's saying that the snake that Voldemort had as a pet is actually his like Korean waifu.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm so fucking
Snake's
confused right
Snape's snake or whatever his name is.
now. Wait, Professor Snape?
The bad guy that has a snake.
Voldemort's
Yeah.
snake,
Yeah.
Nagini,
Yeah, the snake.
is in the universe, the Harry Potter universe, something called the Maledictus, which is a person that was cursed from birth to turn into an animal at some point. And
So who's that person?
Nagini, which is the snake that you see in the first.
No, I'm
seven.
saying who is that? The snake, though.
Nagini. Nagini is a person that was cursed to turn into a snake. That
So it's
snake-
somebody that was never established before. This
Right.
was never a thing that was in
It's
the
a
canon.
retcon.
This never existed. This
Okay.
never
Yep.
existed. This was never a thing in the series.
Oh, okay.
Now all of a sudden she's saying, "Oh well, by the way, I've been sitting on this for 20 years, but there's this Indonesian tale about this Korean girl who becomes a snake, and that's why the snake in Harry Potter is actually a lady." It reads like somebody made that shit up. Like there's these
it's something
clip
like I would
articles-
make up.
Yeah, there's these
When I'm
clinical
taking a
articles
shit.
that are like, J.K. Rowling confirms that Daniel Radcliffe is Chinese. And it's like, that's fucking hilarious. But it's like clearly satire. And when I
pretty
read
funny.
this, I was like, oh, that's funny. And I just kept scrolling. And then I saw it again, and I was like, yeah, okay, that was funny the first time, you fucking idiot. And then I kept scrolling, I'm like, what the this is the 5th goddamn time. And then I clicked on it, and I was like, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
Wait, so
Oh.
they want to make a. She wants to make a story spin-off on that?
She made a movie about animals in Harry Potter. And-
Oh, is that the beast shit that's
Yeah.
that's been coming out?
The sequel's coming out, and that's what they're going to talk about, the snake.
So entire movie about a snake.
No, just a part
It's
of
a
it.
movie, but that's something that she added into it for some reason, even though it was never
For
in
money!
the lore.
I mean, that's the whole fucking
No
movie.
shit. Ever since the Dumbledore is gay thing came
Yeah.
out, everything that she's done to retcon has been for money.
And
Oh,
fun
of
fact, she also said that she initially intended for Hermione to be black.
Yeah, even though they
Okay, now she's just trying to ride the wave.
and people,
Look,
people
look, look,
took
look, Mickey's got the magic once, okay? No one can fucking take that away from him.
no. And the thing is, people have taken like quotes from the story where it's like Hermione's white face grew even paler, and it's like, how were you meaning her to be black?
Right.
Like, you literally wrote like her pale hand tremored. Like people took like all of these quotes. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Wait, so do you think she has the
We're
Mickey
gonna-
syndrome? Do you think she has the Mickey syndrome?
We're gonna need to do a whole extra episode about this. Like
I think we can do
the
this in the future.
hook-nosed banking goblins. Oh, I have some things to
Oh.
say.
Okay.
Yes, that is racist. That is racist. It's very racist.
Oh man.
So,
we might need to cut this shit out and just do a different
You know what?
episode.
No, you know what? We'll do this in the future for another episode.
All right,
so
we'll
we're
save
Harry
it.
Potter.
We'll save it.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter next time.
All right, fair enough.
All right. So back to Pizzagate.
Piece of cake. What, right now?